All right, for more on this, let's now welcome DA National Spokesperson, Mr. Willie Aucamp. Willie, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Good to have you with us on SA Today. So you have heard and seen various reactions from other political parties and entities. So what are the DA's current sentiments on this bill, as well as some of your key concerns?
Good afternoon, Alicia. The Democratic Alliance considers the signing of the expropriation bill into law by President Ramaphosa as a matter of utmost seriousness. We believe that this is a direct attack on the constitutional rights of South Africans. We have, as you said, obtained a legal opinion, and as we speak, we are busy with our lawyers, and they are drafting the documentation required for this. We believe that this bill is unconstitutional, and from the Democratic Alliance's side, we will fight this dangerous legislation by every possible means, including going to the courts.
Another concern, Willie, here is, of course, in a nutshell, what you are counter-proposing as the DA. We know that there were public consultations, of course, in the matter, and one would hope that now that there is a government of national unity, the signage of such critical bills would at least have been a discussion that was revisited under the new conditions of the power sharing. Did these discussions take place?
The Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Minister Dean McPherson, wrote to the President, and after he obtained a legal opinion, Minister McPherson said to the President, here's the problems that I've got with this bill, with the constitutionality as well as with certain procedures. The President ignored that advice that the Minister should give him. That's his job as a Minister, to advise the President. So the President ignored that advice and he went on to sign this bill. From the Democratic Alliance's side, we firmly believe that Section 25 of the Constitution always made provision for this. In the past, you will remember a few years ago, the ANC tried to change the Constitution and tried to amend Section 25. That did not succeed. And now the ANC tried with this expropriation bill to slide into the back door what they could not achieve when they tried to alter the Constitution. The expropriation of land without any compensation is a very dangerous thing. It sets out the wrong messages to investors and people out there. We are trying to rebuild South Africa after 30 years of neglect under previous ANC governments. And in order for us to achieve that, we must create a better economy and lower the unemployment rate. And the best way to do that is to create investor confidence into our country. The signing of this bill will definitely deter investor confidence. It will not help us to attract people to come and invest in our country if they know that their property might be at risk and that the government can take away their property without paying for that. It's not the right thing to do.
And Willie, maybe just while we're on that, let's talk about some of your counter proposals that you have put forward as the DA in these discussions, as part of the discussions that needed to be, of course, accounted for and considered before this bill was actually signed into law.
Well, firstly, we've had a lot of procedural problems with the signing and the processes that this bill followed. In the NCOP process, there must be provincial mandates that must be obtained. Those mandates must be obtained after sufficient consultation with the public has been done. Unfortunately, that did not happen in the NCOP process here. There's a number of provinces that did not do proper public consultation and that did not have a proper provincial mandate on this. The Northwest province did not provide a mandate at all. The Western Cape, where the DA governs, obviously voted against this bill. So there are only 4 provinces. If you look at the fact that Limpopo, the Eastern Cape and Gauteng had flawed processes, there are only 4 provinces that voted in favor of this bill. And you need to have a majority. So that is one of the procedural problems that we've got. The problems that we've got with this bill is that it gives the minister the right to expropriate land. And it says further that should the negotiations between government and a prospective landowner or seller not be successful, in other words, if they cannot reach an agreement, then appropriation without compensation can take place. So any landowner that enters into negotiations with government is doing that with a gun to his head, because that landowner knows that if government is not going to agree with him on a price and the negotiations goes pear-shaped, then government can take his land without compensating for it. It's not how negotiation should work. It should be fair, and it should be described properly what the reasons are, what is in public interest, etc. So there's a number of issues that we believe will not muster constitutionality in this regard.
All right, we look forward to that matter going forward, Willie. But while I have you with me on this particular program, let's talk about the police's commercial crimes unit that have raided the offices in Cape Town's mayoral committee member for safety and security, JP Smith. Any reaction there?
We heard about that this morning. The mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Lewis, immediately came out and made a statement and said that they will give their full cooperation. It is very important to state that absolutely no charges has been laid.
Yes.
We do not know exactly what this is about, and both the councillors that are involved in this are giving their full cooperation. So apart from that, unfortunately, I don't have any further information, but I can assure you that the Democratic Alliance will abide by all investigations and processes in this regard. And we will obviously brief the media as we carry on. Coming back to briefing the media, I just want to also mention to you that tomorrow at 2 o'clock, the leader of the Democratic Alliance, John Steenhuisen, together with the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Dean McPherson, myself, as well as my colleague Karabu Gagau, will have a press briefing where we will set out the DA steps that we will take with regards to the appropriation bill, as well as the NHI and several other issues. We will also have a full Federal Council meeting on Monday that will discuss the way forward for the DA in this regard. It is very important that the government of national unity must not be misused by the president only to go in Davos in Switzerland and brag about the successes of this government of national unity. And in the meantime, the president is just forcing through old ANC decisions through this government of national unity. It can't be. The president needs to lead, and he needs to take the government of national unity serious, and he must, from his side, also do everything that he can to protect this government of national unity.
Absolutely, Willie. We appreciate your time with us, and of course for that clarity, as well as giving us a step ahead into looking forward to tomorrow's media briefing at 2 p.m. pertaining to the legal steps and as well as the set steps that the DA will be taking in relation to that expropriation bill. That was Mr. Willie Aucamp there. He is the spokesperson, the national spokesperson, in fact, of the Democratic Alliance, as the party threatens legal action over the signing of the expropriation bill into law.